My sister's a therapist and I tell jokes. We both want to help all kinds of folks.
Hello, and welcome to My Sister's a Therapist. My name is Virginia Jones. I'm a stand-up comedian, but my sister's a therapist.
Hello, my name is Laura Ryan. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and my sister is a stand-up comedian named Virginia Jones.
See how it just goes round and round in circles. This show is a part 2 because we were having so much fun with our previous topic that we
decided to extend it.
We wanted to extend it. So we're playing a game called Irresponsible Diagnoses of Fictional Characters. Again, I want to reiterate, no fictional characters can be correctly diagnosed because 1, they're not real, and 2, they do not have a relationship with a therapist or a doctor.
And more importantly, no fictional characters can take me to court or sue me or affect my license. So I can say whatever I want.
No fictional characters have been harmed in the creation of this podcast. I would like to talk about another famous duo, Batman and the Joker. So everybody knows Batman has PTSD. He saw his parents killed. That sucks. Okay.
But he actually has CPTSD because it's complex, because he has had repeated PTSD events in his life over and over again. Well, I think he also has generalized anxiety disorder, which, you're trying to get control.
Dissociative identity disorder because of his 2 personalities between Bruce Wayne and Batman. And like all the films are like the battle between, he thinks he's putting on an act between being one person and the other person, but he is
Batman. Batman is him. Right. So what is dissociative identity disorder? A complex post-traumatic stress symptom.
Everything comes together.
It's caused by overwhelming experiences, traumatic events, and abuse occurring in childhood. A child's repeated overwhelming experiences usually occur alongside a disturbed or disruptive attachment style between parent or caregiver and the child. So losing parents in that dramatic way would have that effect. So early childhood trauma causes DID to develop by preventing the child from forming a cohesive and fully integrated, unified sense of self, right? So you kind of split into different parts. So you don't have a fully integrated personality. Instead of integrating into a core personality, people with DID experience prolonged trauma in early childhood, which causes the original different behavioral states present from birth to become parts of the personality that are increasingly disconnected and disassociated from each other. So if I have DID, see, this is why I'm not sure that he has DID, because he remembers what happens when he is Batman. So if you had DID, you have an experience, and sometimes you can remember parts of it, but it's usually kind of blurry, and a lot of times you can't remember other parts of you at all.
Well, Norman Bates has a much clearer DID, right?
Yes, because he doesn't remember.
He's not aware of the other personality.
He's not aware that he is his mother.
So one of the things that I read is that the suggestion that Batman has DID is that his 2 identities have different, not just personalities, but values and goals. Like, I mean, do you think Bruce Wayne is just he's just a scrim over Batman's goals?
I think so. Yeah, that's how I would characterize it. I think Batman is his kind of as Dexter calls it, his passenger, his dark passenger. So that's it's a part of Bruce that he does not claim, right? But I think it's a part of him that he is aware that exists. And I think he probably operates internally saying he justifies whatever he does as Batman because it's the right thing to do. But I think he does sort of take a step back, but it's the fact that he can remember. He doesn't go. So what happens when you're in DID is you kind of go into like a fugue state.
Blackout.
You kind of black out. Not always, like I said, not always. Don't quote me on that, but often it's too singular identities that are not connected to each other at all. So like when I'm doing a dissociative identity test, because I have to do it to do EMDR, one of the questions is like, are you able to do things that you have no memory of learning? So like suddenly walking into a room with a piano and being able to play like a concert pianist, but having no memory of learning how to do that, that's DID. Because I'm learning stuff and I'm doing stuff in these other states, but they're not all connected. They're not integrated.
That would be disturbing. So some other possible diagnoses of Batman: bipolar, which I think is likely.
Yeah, he definitely has huge depressive moods that are long lasting.
Long lasting. And then he could also be on the autism spectrum. The joke about Batman is like, yeah, it sucked. Like there's nothing that sucks worse, obviously, than having your parents die in front of you. But it's like, dude, you're 40. Like, work through your shit.
Don't wear a rubberized suit and go beat up street toughs. Like that's what I heard somebody making that. I think a couple people have made that objection to him. It's like, hey, buddy, why are you not dealing with like corporate espionage and like it's things that actually affect? Yeah, it's all like, hey, there's a couple of guys on the street. Let's go beat the shit up.
No, very like
you're getting all this very expensive like cars and motorcycles and stuff just to beat up street toughs. Does that make any sense?
And sometimes he does come across like a big bad guy like the Joker who is doing more far-reaching stuff. But yes, it is a lot of a millionaire, billionaire beating up on people because they were trying to steal a car. Like that does feel unhinged.
It's giving classes. It's giving capitalism is what it's giving.
It's giving capitalism, top to bottom. Okay, so Joker, obviously a psychopath,
right?
Antisocial, manic depression,
complex PTSD.
Many bad guys have it, and then schizophrenia, because some of his wackiness, he's creating
voices. He hears
some of his voices.
Yeah, I'd buy that for $1.
Do you think, from a clinical perspective, is Batman or Joker more messed up?
I mean, more. I don't know. I think the Joker is worse for society. How about that? Because he does a lot of harm to huge swaths of people, and he's very vengeful and mean-spirited. But I think they're both probably. Well, you know what? Schizophrenia kind of sends you over the edge.
You feel like that tips it over?
I think that I think that Joker is definitely more mentally ill. How about that?
Okay. So, another television show, and whatever my personality disorder is, it is this. I don't like a lot of things, but the things I like a lot.
That's typical people with narcissism.
Oh, great. Cool.
Because it's that sense that I am special and different, and I can only identify or socialize with others who are special and different.
Well, in this case, it's just about television.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't watch a lot of shows, but when I do...
But you are like this with music. You're like this with all the things. Let's be fair. There's a sense of grandiosity and a sense that I am different. Mm-hmm.
I'm the eternal record store employee.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
I'll own that. Another show that I have watched multiple times is the television show Monk, which is
classic.
So Monk, everybody knows that he has anxiety and OCD.
Right.
And he famously has phobias, germs, heights, and crowds, and milk. How can you be afraid of milk? But he is.
That's right.
And depression, but one of the writers of the show says that Monk also is, he is on the spectrum. Like, they don't say it.
Yeah, he definitely has autism.
But he has challenges relating to other people, understanding, and a lot of like detective characters. That's a trope, right? That they are somewhat spectrum-y.
Because if you look at him, he has a really tough time. Like, his only friend is his employee, and she kind of just tolerates him because he's paying her, I think. I mean, I think eventually she likes him, or they both care about him at some point, but
and eventually everybody who works on the a police force becomes his friend because he has shown them so much of himself.
Right.
In this show, it is interesting because it is he describes it as a gift and a curse because it is his OCD that enables him to solve crimes,
Right.
but it also makes his life terrible.
I also think his autism helps him to sort of suss out criminal behavior because he's super, super aware of everybody's little foibles and little mannerisms, because that's part of autism, is you're trying to figure everybody out. So I think in that way it's a gift.
Well, and it's like a magic trick, right? Like if you're a regular person talking to another person who's trying to deceive you, they're going to distract you away from, the deception is distraction.
Right.
And he's not distracted.
He's never distracted. He's very focused.
He's never distracted. He's very focused. So once we're on the spectrum tip, two characters who are very similar, Sherlock Holmes, definitely on the spectrum.
Also had a drug problem.
And also kind of antisocial disorder, like almost a psychopath, sociopath person. I know there's not a huge difference. High functioning sociopathy is how he is described.
Well, okay.
And also OCD.
Okay. I think, he definitely, especially when the beautiful Benedict Cumberbatch plays him, he definitely is giving autism. I guess because of the things he does, he comes off as a good person because he's helping people.
Right. In the big picture, he's solving mysteries, he's helping people, but he treats people like pawns in a chess game. Like even his best friend, he's incredibly shitty too.
Yeah, like he puts him in harm's way a lot of the time. And
his own death and is gone for a year. And then just comes back and is like, "Oh, I pretended to be dead."
Right. Let's look up the DSM criteria for psychopath.
Okay.
So the DSM-5 criteria are an enduring pattern of inner experience and behavior that deviates markedly from the expectations of the individual's culture.
Yes.
Okay. The enduring pattern is inflexible and pervasive. Yeah, accurate. Leads to clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. Well, he really can only do one thing, so that's difficult. And he doesn't seem to get paid for said thing. So I feel like I don't know, they have some money somewhere. The pattern is stable and of long duration. His onset can be traced back at least to adolescence or early adulthood. I would say it's safe to say that he's been doing that. It's not due to direct psychological effects of a substance. Hey, it could be that though, because I know he smoked a lot of opium. So drug abuse could be, or head trauma, are two reasons that it could happen. Significant impairments in self and interpersonal functioning. Yes. Impairments in personality functioning as the individual's personality trait are relatively stable across time, right? Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks like he's meeting criteria. He's egocentric, has high self-esteem, derived from personal gain, power, and pleasure. Self-direction, goal setting is based on personal gratification. Yes. A lack of concern for feelings, needs, or suffering of others. Incapacity for mutually intimate relationships. He's checking a lot of boxes. Manipulative, deceitful, callous, sometimes hostile, irresponsible, impulsive, risk-taking. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and say he's a psychopath. It's giving psychopath.
I'm interested in just giving psychopath. I like to just hear the definition because I think people throw that word around a lot.
Yeah.
But that's what it is to be a psychopath. And then he does in the stories, he gets paid from people bringing him their little mysteries and like.
That's right. He's kind of a detective, but in the films and television, it's more like he's doing it for free.
Right. The things he's motivated to do, the things he's very interested to do,
Yeah.
is assisting the police, and he's not being paid for that.
Right.
But like, so it's like a, you know, it's like a music teacher who has to deal with the kids because they want to be a performer. Okay, so Dr. House is based on Sherlock Holmes. Sorry for anybody who hadn't figured that out. Played by
Spoiler alert. 15 or
Spoiler
20
alert.
years later.
Damn it, I was just about to watch House and you ruined it for me. Played by another very attractive British man, Hugh Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
So narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah.
And the categorization I found for him was antisocial personality disorder rather than full psychopath. But like, also does not care about people and their outcomes, only cares about the best solve for his patients.
He's self-directed.
He's self-directed. He's also a drug addict.
Yep.
You know,
They all seem to be dabbling.
I just think that's a trope because it's unexpected that the super respected, super smart person is a drug addict.
Yeah.
That's why TV and films likes to play in that.
I'm going to read you some antisocial personality disorder criteria.
Okay, great.
A pervasive pattern of disregard for and violation of the rights of others. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Failure to conform to social norms. Deceitfulness. Lying. Use of aliases or conning other persons. Did he do that? House?
He definitely lies.
Okay. Impulsivity. Failure to plan ahead. Yes. Irritability and aggressiveness. Yes. Definitely. Reckless disregard for the safety of self and others. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Consistent irresponsibility, repeated failure to sustain consistent work behavior or honor financial obligations. Yes. Lack of remorse. This is what you were talking about. Like, as lack of remorse indicated by being indifferent to or rationalizing having hurt, mistreated, or stolen from another person. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes to antisocial personality disorder for House.
Awesome. Well, and like in on the show, it's funny because like on the show, they're like, he's such an asshole, but he's such a good doctor. No, he would not keep a job. This person,
in IRL, he would not keep a job because you have
there would be so many fucking lawsuits.
I mean, and also, I mean, statistically, you do not keep a job if you have emotional problems. People, if you can't get along with other people, you will not keep your job, no matter how gifted you are.
So, kind of related to this, a book and movie I like a lot is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Classic.
And written by Ken Kesey. I got very interested in it, especially when I was doing a lot of road gigs in Oregon, because it's set in the institution is like in like the countryside of Oregon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so the places in the book are so I reread it at that time. So Randle McMurphy, Jack Nicholson, checks himself into this asylum because he's trying to escape legal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a sociopath might do.
Right. So that's the irony here is he thinks he is not mentally ill.
Right.
But he is kind of a sociopath. Yeah. His diagnosis is irony. Right.
Right. And actually, I know that this has happened in real life. I can't remember the exact case, but there was a case of a man who, had sociopathy and checked himself in to avoid criminal, charges. And it turned out that he ended up staying because of his extreme mental illness.
Now, this category is things that I personally like that are not as popular in the current pop culture climate.
Right.
But I want to talk about the mental diagnoses of the X-Men.
This is a popular topic that most people are addressing. I'm not as well versed in the X-Men world.
Okay, I'll tell you what I found, and like we can talk through anything we haven't covered already.
Okay.
So when I was surprised to find a diagnosis for Dr. Charles Xavier, because he's kind of like the Christ figure. He brings everybody together.
Okay.
He's the professor. He has their big school and everything.
Does he have an eye patch? Is he bald? Or is that?
He is bald, but he does not have an eye patch.
Okay.
So he's got OCPD, obsessive compulsive personality disorder.
Personality disorder.
What is the difference between OCD and OCPD?
So the diagnosis for OCPD is preoccupation with details, rules, schedules, organization, and lists. A striving to do something perfectly that interferes with the completion of the task. So you're so obsessed with doing it perfectly that you actually don't complete the task.
Got it.
Excessive devotion to work and productivity, not due to financial necessity, resulting in neglect of leisure activities and friends. Excessive conscientiousness, fastidiousness, and inflexibility regarding ethical and moral issues or values. Unwillingness to throw out worn out or worthless objects, even though they have no sentimental value. Reluctance to delegate or work with other people unless those people agree to do things exactly as the patient wants. A miserly approach to spending for themselves and others because they see money as something to be saved for future disasters. Rigidity and stubbornness. Also, these symptoms must have begun by early adulthood.
So maybe not, because I mean, Dr. Xavier, he spends money like it's going to go bad.
So you and he share that share that personality feature.
He's got a very nice X-Men hangout / his school, and he's not surrounded by small trashy items. I think he can be a little rigid.
Yeah.
And he's what I experienced with Dr. Xavier is he is very much a black and white thinker. He sometimes can't see the nuances that, say, his friend / enemy Magneto can see in human nature.
There's definitely the black and white thinking and the rigidity. I had a client who had this in the past, and I remember he was a well-to-do person. He had plenty of money, but his shoes were like really worn out. Like he would wear the shoes way past the sell-by, and that's that miserliness, which is interesting.
So everybody's favorite, Wolverine, PTSD, sure.
CPTSD. See, these are PTSD just means one event happened. CPTSD means like you have chronic PTSD in your life. That man has CPTSD. That creature, I guess he's not really a man.
And then also dissociative identity disorder.
Absolutely.
In Wolverine's case, I think he is a good candidate because he rages out. He doesn't always remember what has happened.
But isn't that also due to his wolf parts of himself? See, again, this is getting murky because is this a human?
He is a people. He's the mutants, Laura. And again, sorry to spoil anything for people.
Spoiler alert. People who don't know what X-Men is.
X-Men came out of the 60s and it came out of civil rights stuff.
Okay.
So the mutants are thinly disguised minorities.
Okay. So what sort of minority is Wolverine?
I mean, in this case, like most of the minorities are white. They just have other properties that make them othered. But X-Men is also
wait, let me just back this up a little. So I hear you saying that if I have claws that are made of a metal substance, then that makes me a minority in the United States.
In this United States, yes. Now, he wasn't born with the metal claws. He was born with bone claws.
Okay.
And then part of his trauma,
didn't he dip them in the?
He didn't dip them. Don't guess. Okay.
Okay.
He was kidnapped and weaponized by evil U.S. government representatives, and that is another part of his trauma.
I see. He has medical trauma as well.
Yes. So there's the division between Logan and Wolverine. Like there is a division. He doesn't always remember what has happened. He has a lot of flashbacks. He has bad dreams. So let's see. Another interesting one is the Beast. The Beast may have body dysmorphia disorder.
Are we
He
referring to the Beast from Beauty and the?
No, this is X-Men's The Beast.
Okay, tell me more about. I really don't know any of these characters except because
So he
I thought Wolverine was hot. I did go watch his movies.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So the Beast is a very smart young man, and his mutation is he can become a blue furry monster.
Okay.
And he tries to treat himself, and he's very self-conscious about being a blue furry monster. Like
Right.
in this world of mutants, he is much more concerned about that appearance than anybody else around him. But he fucks around, and then he finds out. He gives himself a serum that he thinks is going to cure him, but instead it makes him permanently.
So he's just blue all the time and furry all the time.
Blue all the time.
Oh,
and then he
wow.
has to wear glasses because for some reason the Beast does not have very good eyesight.
Okay.
But he's a good example of someone who is just, he's overly concerned about what people think about him. He's overly socially anxious,
Right.
and he doesn't see himself how other people see him. Nightcrawler, complex PTSD, anxiety, depression.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everybody has complex PTSD.
I think for any comic book character, CPTSD is probably the baseline for all of them. Wonder Woman, maybe not. She was just an alien.
She seems pretty all right. She just doesn't always know what people do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the most interesting characters, I think, Jean Grey. So Jean Grey, she is classified as having maybe multiple personality disorder. She becomes the dark.
Also DID. That is DID.
It's also a DID. Okay, great. She's bipolar. She has MPD. She's one of the most powerful beings in the universe.
Okay.
And she cannot control her emotions. And so like Dark Phoenix is very destructive because she cannot control her feelings.
Okay. So I don't know if she can have all those disorders. Like it's sort of an either or type of situation. So if you have a personality disorder, you're either going to be, BPD or NPD, or you're going to be, you mentioned DID. I mean, I guess you could be DID and also borderline. I don't know. But yeah, she also has a biochemical issue with her bipolar, which might cover a lot of the angry stuff and acting out, I think.
And then a couple quick ones. Tony Soprano, anxiety disorder.
Depression, sociopathy, psychopathy. Yeah. He's got a lot going on. You're listing all of my boyfriends.
Tony Soprano's not your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Tony Soprano is my boyfriend, sadly. Yeah. And also his cousin, Michael. Michael Imperioli is the actor who plays him.
I understand Michael.
Chrissy is his character name. Michael Imperioli, I'm sure you can understand that. He's hot AF. And when I remember when The Sopranos was airing, I was like, why am I interested in this sweaty fat bald man? And then I thought, because he reminds me of my dad.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Soprano, apart from if you take away the money, the success, the people surrounding him who want to help him, he is our dad.
Well, and James Gandolfini said he was super shocked at the reactions he was getting from the media. Right. He's like, I am literally the fattest and baldest I've ever been. And I'm usually wearing like a greasy tank top on the show, and women cannot get enough of me.
You cannot get enough. It's because
it's that narcissism. It's that narcissism. It's that psychopathy. It's that psychopathy. That's what it is. We can't get enough.
Couple quick ones. We've got BoJack Horseman, depression, alcohol abuse, anxiety.
Yeah. That's pretty much, I think a lot of his stuff is his major depressive disorder and his alcoholism. That's kind of what does him in.
And he's also a horse.
So that doesn't seem to be part of the problem on this show.
That's not his presenting issue.
Also, my boyfriend, another boyfriend of mine.
And I hate this about myself, but I have a guilty pleasure for some Quentin Tarantino movies. It's not my favorite thing about myself.
I guess it's because you hate yourself.
I think so. But Inglorious Bastards, Hans Landa, who's Christoph Waltz's character,
Right. Sociopath.
also has sociopath, sadistic personality disorder. He likes to torture people.
Yep.
He likes making people afraid.
Yeah.
Shoshona Dreyfus, just PTSD. She watched her whole family get murdered.
I mean, literally every bad guy.
Yeah.
CPTSD and often psychopathy, like Cruella from 101 Dalmatians and the film by the same name, Cruella. She has CPTSD. And she also has, I don't really know. Yeah, probably some psychopathy as well. I think every bad guy is like this.
Has that group.
Right.
Well, and like in her case, like what could be so great about a dog coat? Like what could possibly, there's better fur coats.
There's a story there, but you haven't watched Cruella, so you don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it for any of the other listeners who might be interested in Disney's Cruella, which I felt very weird about watching with my son because I thought, oh, this is a kid's movie. It's not a kid's movie. It's not. Yeah, okay. It's not. It's very dark.
Aldo Rain, the quote unquote hero, if there can be a hero of Inglorious Bastards, played by your Brad Pitt, he's borderline. He is very impulsive, prone to violence, unstable relationships, and distrusts people.
This won't surprise you, but I haven't seen that movie. Because any movies that you didn't make me watch when I was in high school that are super violent, I did not watch.
So, Laura, after we've been through many film and television characters, many of whom you've not seen, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that I have not really watched any X-Men movies, and I've only watched a smattering of Supernatural episodes.
And I really tried to talk to you about Marvel movies, and you refuse, the Avengers movies and stuff, and you refuse to watch them except for the Spider-Man. She will only watch Miles Morales' Spider-Man.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious why. So, yeah, okay. So my takeaways are just personally that I seem to have a real affection for very disturbed men.
Yeah.
I have upsetting crushes on a lot of these men, and it is upsetting. I also find it interesting. I mean, I think there is a formula for making a very evil person, and I think it happens in real life, unfortunately, quite a bit. But it seems like it also happens in movies a lot. So, Virginia, what are your takeaways?
I totally agree with you on the formula for making a bad guy. I think an interesting thing about modern villains, we're moving away from people who are just like born evil or just all evil.
Right, like the bad seed or whatever.
Yes. And we're moving towards, anti-heroes are like bad guys who have a justification, who think that they're doing the right thing.
Right.
Because like, when you think about it, like even if you're the Joker and you're blowing up hospitals, like there's something you think you're achieving. You're not just like, I'm evil, I do it for evil reasons. Like everybody has a justification.
If you are a comic, you do that though. I think we're trying to make these characters more complex. Yeah.
We're trying to make them more. And Tony Soprano, Real Talk had a lot to do with that shift.
Yes.
Like the first kind of bad guy that you had empathy for.
He was a humanized bad guy.
Laura, where can people find you online?
Well, you can find me at my website, lauraryan.org. You can also find me on TikTok. Maybe you'll be my 90-second fan, whatever follower on TikTok if you play your cards right.
Grabs, guys.
It's up for grabs. It's up for grabs. And I am Laura Ryan. Virginia, where can people find you on social medias?
So I am at Bedinia, Bedinia.com. Bedinia is my TikTok. Bedinia is my Instagram. It's all Bedinia all the time. If you would like to get in touch with us about the podcast, if you have questions about other fictional characters and what's wrong with them, if you want to tell us anything we got wrong in this episode and just want someone to listen to you, you can write us at hello@mysistersatherapist.com or visit our website, mysistersatherapist.com. Meanwhile, thanks so much for listening. Please rate and review us on whatever pod distribution thing you're listening to.
For the love of God, please like and subscribe.
We appreciate you. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.